Good morning and welcome back. As trading halts for XRP have already begun, we also have UK coming out with a designation, a classification for XRP. It is very clear how they see that asset. Also, 520.8 million XRP have been moved by Coinbase, CLarsen, and Ripple. Let's just roll that beautiful intro. Here we go.
This is Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Subscribe for new content notifications. Now, here's Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow me on Twitter at BackupBradley above at the top of the screen and everything that we're talking about here today. Let's go ahead and get into this right now. We're still sitting well over $1 trillion market, which is fascinating to me. Couldn't be more excited. Bitcoin sitting at 40,000 plus. 39 now. Oopsies. XRP sitting at 33 cents, almost 34 cents. We are up 48.5% on the 7-day, ladies and gentlemen, regardless of the lawsuits that are flying around like Tic Tacs. Let's go ahead and get this thing started here because we got a lot to unpack. Let's just go ahead and do this. Michael Val 5link says after the Ether token surge past $1,000 mark on January 3rd, the average transaction on the network similarly soared to a new all-time high of $17.41 in 24 hours time. That is an expensive transaction in this new digital financial world, don't you think? Might need to have a solution there. I don't know, maybe a two-way bridge that allows you to work between the XRP ledger and the Ethereum smart contracts. Oh, that's right. Flare networks. Why didn't I think of that? Moving on here. This is from The Accountant, and it is a very good reminder. He's talking about the Tether lawsuit, which is a $4.1 trillion lawsuit. Might want to remember that one. We're in for a roller coaster ride, he says, if the class action lawsuit proceeds. It makes headlines after the documentation deadline this coming Friday. Bunker down, folks. In his opinion, this one could do 9,000 times the damage of the Ripple SEC lawsuit inflicted. Look, I think this is an accurate statement. I said this when the lawsuit came out, that the Tether lawsuit, first of all, $4.1 trillion, that's a toughie. You know, and furthermore, if they go into trading halt for Tether or delisting in any way, like we're seeing, you know, already happening for XRP, then, you know, this is going to be a very, very damaging hit to all of crypto. And I don't know what will happen to the 40,000 plus Bitcoin price, but I would imagine that that's going to take a hit just as well as the entire crypto market. Now, speculate on this one, because shout out to Big Skinny. I tell you, if you guys could really just understand the amount of hours I spend masterminding with Big Skinny and DAI and Mr. B, XRP and Cryptopolis and Mickey B Fresh at times. I mean, you know, it is really, I mean, there is a lot of effort that goes into sorting this stuff out and making sure that we are clear about where we're going and at least trying to do the best we can to stay very open about what the possible outcomes could be, because there are many. But entertain this for a second. This lawsuit goes forward with Tether, and it becomes very crippling to crypto because a lot of people are moving into the Tether coin before they buy an alt or buy a Bitcoin per se, or go back and forth between assets if they're moving things daily. It would be very detrimental to the whole crypto space to have Tether get hit. And if it did, imagine that right now. Where would people flock to if they had an issue with Tether and you saw a real collapse in price, let's say to Bitcoin, for instance? Where would they flee to? Wow, it's an interesting thought, right? I mean, I don't have the answer. I'm just sharing the idea and notion that there could be, some real trouble for the whole market dealing with that impact. And it would be a great time to introduce a legitimate digital dollar, because obviously they do not see Tether as legitimate, right? So blockchain.com hurries to halt XRP trading today. We know halting has already started with iTrust Capital and others right now, just looking to make sure that they don't create any confusion during this time of a lack of clarity because of the SEC. So remember, that is already unfolding as we speak, the halting of XRP, at least in the U.S. to U.S. residents. Now, it's still tradable around the globe, so that really puts forth a scenario that if the price is solid and it's been holding very well, are we seeing the 95% customer base that's outside of the United States, retail or otherwise, starting to buy it all up off the exchanges? One has to ask. Looking here, this is from Michael Val 5 Links. The number of new XRP account activations has hit a new one-year high of 9,100 per day. Damn, didn't I just propose that scenario to you? We also know that the largest wallets are continuing to gain in size. GoLance grows its global talent marketplace with faster, cheaper payments through RippleNet. They're not stopping. That's the point. And guess who else isn't stopping? This is from Wrath of Conman. Ripple investor Standard Chartered is now live on Cobalt FX platform, a DLT-based 24/7 post-trade solution for FX and digital assets designed as a middle office platform. They partnered with Zodia, an institutional crypto custody provider, last month. Zodia handles XRP offerings, registered FCA UK. The composite here is a Ripple investing bank building infrastructure for crypto and hopefully, therefore, XRP. Well said, Wrath of Conman. And you know what? To his point, the UK has classified XRP as an exchange token, not a security, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this is really good news because we know we've heard Michelle Bond talk about last year that they were looking to the FCA for guidance in the UK because they had such a clear approach to how they see the classification of assets in the digital asset space. Here is the actual document itself, and we are looking right now at the definition of exchange token. It says tokens that are primarily used as a means of exchange. This includes widely known crypto assets such as, drumroll please, Bitcoin, Ether, and XRP. How good does it feel to see in regulatory guidance layout here that you're seeing from the UK, they actually say XRP. Oh, we're not done. Let's look at here. Let's go now to page 27 here, and we'll make sure I got my pages right here. Okay. Just a little more. And here we go. Stable token payment system. Now I'm going to read through these because I believe that the next things that the next couple things we're going to look at here are very important for us to understand because of the nature of XRP and how it is to be used as a bridge currency, and also how it can get value by being backed by multiple assets, not just one fiat. Looking here for stablecoins, payment system regulator is an economic regulator that regulates payment systems designated to the Treasury to achieve objectives relation to protecting interests, promoting competition. Payment systems define financial services as a system that enables persons to make transfers of funds to government judges. The stablecoin token arrangements, which play a similar function to existing payments and may appropriate candidates, regulation, and considering legislative adjustments required to clarify this. Designation of a system for regulation by the PSR, powers to place requirements or take action on the participants in that system. Participants are defined as system operators, infrastructure providers, or payment service providers in relation to that system. That's talking about payment systems. Why am I talking about payment systems? Because the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau here in the U.S. has cleared SWIFT GPI and Ripple and XRP as a clear for takeoff payment system, an acceptable means of payment, and a virtual currency XRP that can affect settlement between banks and credit unions and other financial institutions for cross-border settlement. What I see here in the UK is really the other side of the pond here, reaching across and connecting the dots and say, we do too. Systemic stablecoin payment system says where stablecoin arrangement or stable token arrangements reach systemic scale. The government judges that this existing systemic payments regulation, which applies to the system and service providers in relation to the system, should also apply. In the UK, this is enforced by the Bank of England under powers contained within the Part 5 of the Banking Act, following the recognition decision made by the HM Treasury. Now, the government judges that a systemic stable token arrangement could be assessed for Bank of England regulation in the same way that the current payment systems and service providers, when potential disruption could lead to financial stability risk. Where have we heard this before? When we talk about the Dodd-Frank Act and the U.S. Treasury and FSOC, the Financial Stability Oversight Council, has the ability to deem things systemically important to the financial system. That could be a payment rail, like distributed ledger technology, the ledger. It could be the private network built on the open source XRP ledger, right? Just like Brad Garlinghouse has told us that central banks are looking to issue stable coins off the XRP open source technology. They are preparing to introduce a new financial system and deal with the systemic risk of anointing that payment system and tokens to run and help settle on that system. That's what you're looking at here. Now, I'm not going to have to go much further than this because I think you get it. I will provide a link to this in the comments section, so make sure you check that out for yourself as well. A couple other things to note as we look through here. The SEC doesn't win every case. SEC loses case on recognizing a cryptocurrency token as a security. Just for the record, there's a lot of cases where the SEC loses the claim that a token is a security, and this is an example. Now, I'm not going to run through this whole thing for you, but just to recognize that it talks here that, the judge takes a ruling and looks at this and says it was not enough to recognize the token as a security in accordance with Howey test, which again is why I believe we're seeing the Ripple SEC lawsuit to begin with. It is not to replace the Howey test. It is to provide a new test for digital assets for the new SEC division to oversee digital assets, I believe. I also believe the reason that Ripple was picked on is because Ripple is the first technology company to actually be a company behind the actual token. Like I said, there's no one to call for Bitcoin. Who you going to call? Ghostbusters? There's nobody to call when something goes wrong. That does not a payment system make. Ethereum with the $17 fees. Woo, that just hurts to even think about, let alone they have a foundation, a nonprofit foundation. But that's really for developers to get together and share their favorite Star Wars shirt. So that dog don't hunt either. The reason Ripple is actually in the lawsuit is because it's the first legitimate functioning company behind an actual token, and it's not a security. So they need to develop a legitimate legal precedent on that case to define the framework for a new sort of Howey test for the digital asset space. And then you will have the Howey test for securities, and you will have what I believe to become the Ripple test for digital assets going forward in that new SEC division. Okay, now here's another interesting thing here. This is just picking at me, I cannot stop thinking about this. Ripple wires $520 million XRP together with Coinbase, CLarsen, and Ripple. Let's look at this, because here's the thing that just goes, Things that make you go, They transferred 520.8 million XRP shifted in lumps. Well, that's not the thing that's getting me, really. The thing that's getting me is it took 6 transactions to wire that amount. The transfers were made between Ripple's wallet, including the company's OTC wallet and address, set up during Ripple's early days when it still carried the name OpenCoin. Well, OpenCoin is where XRP was actually made and designed during those early days, and they changed the name to Ripple, and then they gifted the XRP to Ripple from OpenCoin so it couldn't be called an ICO or a security. Why now are we seeing 520.8 million XRP in the middle of an SEC lawsuit claiming XRP is an unregistered security being moved now back to addresses when they were OpenCoin, where the coin was originally gifted from? That's going to do it for me. Hit the like and subscribe. Leave a comment below. Make sure you share with somebody you know and hit a notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Make sure you check out all the links in the description box and the comments section. They are really trusted, vetted links of products and services I use each and every day. I want to thank each and every one of you for being here and your time. You guys are amazing. Make sure you leave a comment below. I definitely love getting your thoughts on all this stuff. I don't know how much longer all of this goes, but I don't feel that this is going to be months and months or a year or more to get this resolved, because it is obvious to me that the UK sees XRP as a very, very viable product to settle cross-border payments from every different sort of industry, from whether it's back end and settling derivatives or whether we're talking about settling in the FX market. It doesn't matter. The UK sees it. I know that Ripple leans in hard on what the UK is leading with, and I know the US does too, as far as regulators and how they like to craft what they're doing. This is getting pretty close to a resolution and then a transformation for the crypto asset space. I'll catch all of you on the next one.